Hi, this is Jill Menze with PhocusWire, and we're here with Saniya Shah of Pilota. So welcome to the PhocusWire studio. I want to start off by saying congratulations for making our list of Hot 25 startups.
Thank you so much. We were really excited about it.
Yes, so check it out on our website. So Pilota, you've called yourself the Swiss Army knife of travel management companies. Can you walk me through what that means or how you do that?
Yeah, so travel management companies' jobs are really hard. You know, they have to provide the best duty of care, and to do that, sometimes they have to take a lot of different approaches. What we do at Pilota is not only are we helping them with their disruption management, but we also provide them with a dashboard where they can keep track of all their travelers, see what the risk of disruption is to all their travelers, and really minimize all of the manual work that they have to do on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm. And can flight disruptions, is that something that can actually be solved, or are you just minimizing them, or how does that sort of work?
Yeah, we're solving it from the traveler's perspective.
Okay.
So we don't make you have to wait the 3 hours, 4 hours for your delay or cancellation. We get you out onto the next flight, so you don't have to deal with the disruption that's going on.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned in your profile that we did on the Hot 25 about the importance of this around the holidays. Are you launching something around the holidays, or how does the holidays play into that?
Yeah, I think the holidays in general are a time of big disruption just because there's so many flights going in and out, and the disruptions hit you harder because you're now wasting time at the airport when you could be with your family. And we're actually launching a private beta on our website for individual travelers to sign up for the holiday season and protect their flights with Pilota.
So is your primary base the business traveler then, or are you trying to get the consumer or the leisure traveler as well? Or
our primary customer base is business travelers, corporate travelers, but just for the holiday season, we decided to launch this private beta. We think that it's something that would be helpful for leisure travelers during the season.
Great. And you also mentioned that in addition to TMCs, you're trying to get into the luxury space. Mm-hmm. What work have you done there, and how is that developing?
Yeah, so one of the travel management companies we're working with right now is a corporate and luxury travel management company. Okay. And they also have a big need for this because, they're spending a lot of money on their vacations. Mm-hmm. So missing a full day is not just the cost of the flight, it's the cost of the hotels and everything else they have booked. So we think that they could find a lot of value in a product like this.
Mm-hmm. And one of the judges during your pitch said, are we able to book you on an Amtrak if something doesn't work? So this it's not just the flight component. It's transportation to get you where you're going.
So for right now, we have just flights, but in the future, we're planning to integrate those things. Like, let's say there's no flights going out or nothing that suits what you like. We can also provide you with options for Amtraks or rental cars. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So for the TMCs, about what size are you looking for? Big TMCs, small TMCs?
So we're an early company, and the best way to build our product to be the best it can be is to learn. And that's why we're starting with smaller travel management companies, small, medium, and then we'll work our way up to the bigger travel management companies. Mm-hmm.
And when you've had these conversations with them, what sort of feedback have you gotten, and how have you tweaked your product to take that into consideration?
Yeah, so one of the biggest pieces we've learned is this is not a product that you can standardize and just ship out to travel management companies. Mm-hmm. Each TMC has their own duty of care, their own practices, their own rules. And so what we've learned through this pilot process is that we also have to tailor our product based on their duty of care and how they provide service to their travelers, and build our rules engines accordingly for each TMC. And it's not something that we can just push out. We have to really customize it for our end users.
How is that that seems challenging, because everyone has their own way of doing it. So how have you?
It's actually the way we built our product, the way we built our APIs. It's not a lot of work on our end. Mm-hmm. The biggest component is really getting that kind of communication from the TMC, and learning about it takes up the most time of that whole integration process.
Okay, great. I know I think I asked this question when you pitched at Voyager's event, but competitors in this space, there's a Freebird, something like that. So what sets you apart from somebody else doing similar things?
Yeah, I think the biggest differentiator is our proactive approach. So we detect the disruptions ahead of time and get you a new flight before the disruption is announced. So one, you're not sitting at the airport and then finding out your flight's been disrupted and then have to fight with other passengers for the next seat on the plane. You can now save that time you would have spent at the airport and know that you have a backup plan set in place. Mm-hmm.
How do you predict it before it happens? I know it's a technology, but
that's really our secret sauce. We've taken a lot of different data sets, and we have really great data scientists that are working on this to predict all different types of disruptions using historical data, using live data, and our accuracy is actually quite good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. What would you say your biggest threats are in the space?
I would say the biggest threats in the space, I think, I wouldn't call it really a threat, but this whole space, you can even see at this conference, technology is finally entering the travel world. And so many things are changing. Like people are trying to move from the GDS now to the NDC. And there's so many big changes that are coming our way in the travel industry. So I think one of our biggest challenges, I would say, is keeping up with all of these different changes that are happening, the new technologies that are entering, and making sure that we're still an easy to use, seamless solution for everyone.
Do you feel with NDC that do you feel comfortable like getting into the NDC space? Because there's a lot. I've been to many conferences and events where TMCs in particular, are having a really hard time kind of negotiating what NDC is going to mean for them, and especially how it works with the GDSs and all of that. So, do you guys feel comfortable where you're at with NDC, or
I think we feel comfortable, but it'll be a learning process. Like as we get to know more of how these things are going to work and who's going to be using them, we'll have to figure it out step by step.
Do you think that could be maybe an edge for you if you're NDC compliant and you kind of got that figured out, that could sort of give you a head up over the competition?
Yeah.
Right. So can you talk a bit about your founding team and your advisors and their histories? Because I know it's a nice background that you've got there. So
yeah, so the four of us actually met when we were in grad school at Cornell Tech. So I was getting my MBA, they were getting their Masters of Computer Science, and I decided to take a few technical courses, and that's where I met them. And Pilota really started out as like a research project. So we were in machine learning classes together, and we built this, and then we realized like there's a real use case here. And my team, they're really amazing. So Omer, he is actually at the conference with me. He's a licensed pilot, so he has a lot of knowledge about the aviation industry. He also used to work as a software developer at Amazon. I have Cyrus on my team who's led a technical team at a startup before in New York City. And Kulwinder is a published researcher in IEEE, and he's our head of R&D. So really the guys on my team really know what they're doing. And so together we're able to build Pilota. And none of us really have any experience in the travel industry, which is why it's so important for us to have Josh, who was the CTO of Travelocity, to help us guide. And he actually recommended that we come to this conference, and he's helped us guide us through the industry, which has been great. And then Kashish, he's helped us a lot with like our AI engine that powers our underwriting. And so with his background, it's been really great to have. Yeah.
Great. Can you talk about your fundraising goals and sort of where you want to go next, or what you're planning to do?
So we're just about to close up our pre-seed round. We're still raising a little bit of capital. We've raised $300K, and we're opening it up for $100K more. Then we're going to close our pre-seed round. And as I mentioned, we're part of 500 Startups Accelerator. And so once the accelerator ends in April, we'll probably open up our seed round in early summer, so like May, June.
What does Pilota need to scale to really sort of corner this market and get it out there and stop the flight disruptions?
Yeah. So really our focus has been on development and product market fit. So the last few months, we've developed out the first version of our product. We're piloting and really iterating on our product with our pilot customers. And we've tried to keep our customer base small so we can focus on the changes we need to make. But starting in 2020, we really want to scale. We want to reach out to as many TMCs, travel managers as possible, and get as many people on board and really start to use Pilota in the real world and see what the edge cases are like, things we need to add, things we need to change. Yeah.
And you said you're partnered with 2 TMCs already?
So we're partnered with a TMC and a travel tech company that helps passengers deal with disruptions.
Okay, great. I'm just going to wrap up a little bit, but what are you excited to see here at the conference?
Honestly, I was really excited about Summit. I was so excited to be a part of it. I was excited just to watch it, but it was cool to be a part of it and see what other people are innovating in the travel industry. I also think I just met with a team that's doing virtual cards, and I was like, that's something we could use. And really forming partnerships with these other really innovative companies to make ours as innovative as possible is something I'm really excited about.
Great. And then in addition to your own product, like what are your favorite travel apps, or what do you use when you travel yourself? The Time Shifter guy, for example, some of our staff has recently gotten into the Time Shifter. So it's like, that's an app I'm going to have to try. But what are your sort of go-to travel apps that you use?
I think my number one go-to travel app is Hopper. We travel so much for work and we're on a startup budget. So all of us have Hopper, and we're like, okay, we got to fly out to Fort Lauderdale. Let's go on Hopper and see when's the cheapest time to buy, because that $100, $200 on every flight can make a huge difference at the end of the year. So we love Hopper.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for talking with me.